Hello, I'm Nolan,
And I'm JT.
and we're in a class called Buddhism. And in this video, we're just going to be talking about um, our thoughts of the class, and we're going to talk about our experiences with the meditation. And we're going to just have a conversation-styled video, just something real simple. And we'll start out with the first question or topic or whatever.
So, what was your expectations coming into the class?
Um, I didn't really know what to expect in the class. Um, uh, I really didn't know we were going to do meditation. That was really a surprise to me. It's just a bonus, I guess. Um, Going into it, I thought we would learn a lot about the history. I thought he was going to give us a lot of lectures about the history of Buddhism. I wasn't really that excited about the class um, because I was really put into the class because my schedule got mixed around. So, but now I'm excited. We've done a lot of cool things. We've had a lot of cool discussions, and I'm excited to see where we're headed. What do you think about the class?
I think my expectations would have been, I thought it was going to be more of the history of like what it means to be or to study Buddhism. Meditating was new. I didn't know we were going to do that. I just thought it would be, like you said, mostly lectures and notes and maybe a video here and there, but nothing at the caliber that we're doing now. So I really think the class is taking off in a good direction.
Yeah. So as far as meditation, what have you thought about meditating? Have you been like uncomfortable the whole time, like with the pain and the way that we're sitting, or does that get in the way?
For me with meditation, I have the issue because I notice most people or from what they say, they're in their body. For me, I'm stuck in the mind. I can't escape. Like my mind, I'm always thinking about the next thing or how I'm supposed to be breathing or whatever. So that's I get really jealous, especially because I cheat. I open up my eyes and I look at other people like, ooh, I wish I could do that or whatever. But with the pain, because I do have a back problem, it does get overwhelming at times, and I can't really focus. But then again, it just brings me back to the mind things like, oh my God, you're in pain. Be aware of it. So I would like to be able to get to the point where I can just like bring energy to my toe, as we did in the one meditation. Bring energy to the toe or the knee or wherever we did. I think that would be real cool. So, what about you?
Well, at first, it was really hard for me to really focus because we were in the middle of the two classes. We had mine on one side talking loud, and we had Lamont on the other side, and it was really hard for me to focus in on me. And I was kind of confused because we're trying to focus on ourselves, but at the same time, we're listening to a voice, and the voice is asking us questions on the tape. Um, and it was really hard to get used to it. But towards the end, I've really been able to feel something. Um, like as you said, when we were breathing into our toes, um, I I really believe that I was breathing out of my toes because we had to focus in on that point, and then we'd bring it up, and then with the breathing, it was just really relaxing.
But how do you come out of your mind? See, like I said, I'm stuck in the mind all the time. I'm thinking about how do you get to that, but how do you just do it? Like, how do you get to focus on your toe?
Um, I think it's really focusing on the breathing. Um, like when you breathe in, you hold it for a little bit, and then I kind of just really think about my toe, and I think I'd move it a little bit, so then it's like the only part of me that's moving, so it's easier for me to focus on it. And then when I breathe out, I just, like, I, like I think that there's something in me going all the way down to that point, and then I just bring it back up with each breath. That's kind of how I do it. But yeah.
You brought up a good point where you're saying you're supposed to be focusing on yourself, but yet you have other distractions all around you, and you're not supposed to be aware of them. I know for me, when I first meditated, because I missed the first time the class did it together. When I came in, I was very self-conscious of my position, how I was laying, even who I lay next to, because I didn't know if I was doing the right thing. So I would look up and look around and see, like, okay, am I doing this right? Look at squires, or anybody to see if I'm doing it right. And it kind of took away the experience that I was looking for in the meditating process.
Yeah, so you think that like having others around you made it harder to focus?
It made it harder. Then it just made it just like, okay, well, I can't really focus on what I'm doing because I need to see if I'm doing it right. See if I'm doing it right. If that makes sense.
So do you think that it would be easier if you were by yourself and you're trying yourself trying to meditate?
Yes, that's why when we do it in Dr. Clear's room, I sit on the table. I notice when I sit up there or lay up there, it makes me feel like more elevated. And I can see like, okay, I'm up here by myself. Now I can really focus instead of when we're doing a quiet room and we're just on the floor.
Okay. Well, to me, the table does not look comfortable at all.
Comfortability is it's not there, but it's helping to get to where I need to be.
All right. So have you been able to feel anything while you've been meditating at all? Like the tingling that they were talking about, or just really self-aware? Have you been able to feel that?
Only thing I can be self-aware of is my breathing. It's because it's just I can feel my chest rise and fall, but anything besides that, no. It's extremely hard for me because I'm just so much elsewhere in my mind, and it just felt like a gate where I just can't pass through. So no.
So for anybody that hasn't experienced what we've done during class, like how would you explain um, like how it has changed you? Has it all?
As far as meditating, or just
Yeah, like the
everything else.
meditation, like just focusing in on yourself, being present in the body. Has
Okay.
that changed the way that you go about your day?
It has because, as most people know or don't know, I kind of have an anger issue, and so what it does is just like come back to your body. I can think of a certain thing, that brings me back to where I'm aware of my body, and I can change. It's like, okay, you need to calm down. You need to think. You need to breathe. Like it's only whatever's making you mad. It doesn't really matter. So yeah, it has changed the meditation. Yeah.
For me, it's really changed the way that I view my phone, because we earlier in class we've talked about what's real and what's not real.
Mm.
And when you're always on your phone, you have to think about it. Your phone and the stuff that's on it, like Facebook or Twitter or Instagram, all that stuff, that's not real. You can live without it. Without it. Like all the stuff that's in there, it's just there for entertainment. It's there to give people um, something to make them feel like they're being productive. But really, if you take away Facebook and Instagram and all those other apps, um, you can you can you can really survive without it. It's not your life. It's not real. We just make it seem like it's
And I don't know if you remember this. One of our first couple of days when the class just started, Squire just mentioned something like when you're hurt or angry, it's not because you're actually hurt. I mean, you're angry. It's because like you're hurting. So it just fuels your anger. And I realized with this class, it has changed the way I look at myself, how I approach certain things. It's because yes, I may be angry, but 5 minutes later, I can be cool, calm, and collected and realize, you reacted in a bad manner. And it kind of brings me back to the meditation because I can sit there while I'm angry and just like, take that deep breath, 5 seconds, count whatever it takes, then I'm good. So,
you can really think about why you're mad.
Because I think if you think about why you're mad, you think of a better solution how to deal with it. Just instead of going off cussing somebody out or whatever, you just like, okay, you can do it and you can take it in strides. I think that's the best thing that I've learned in the class.
Yeah, and I know we talked about when you're mad, you try and put it on other people, and it's like your what's it called, your ego. You don't Your ego doesn't like to blame itself. It wants to blame others. So I think that um, this meditation is a good way to really focus on yourself and just realize maybe it's my fault, or it's just something like that.
No, I agree. Um, um, But how? Because you asked me about positioning. How does that work for you? Do you prefer lying down or sitting up?
I definitely prefer laying down. That's just more. It's like it's just natural for me
Mhm.
to relax laying down, and I have horrible posture, so like sitting up in that position with my back like this and with my hands, and I can't cross my legs
Mhm.
because I'm really stiff, and I I'm just really bad at it. But I think after laying down and then going into the sitting position, I think that's the best for me because I'm more loose for some reason laying down, and it's just easier to hold the position with the breathing,
Now, how do you
and I
prevent
can do it for
yourself?
longer.
How do you prevent yourself from falling asleep? Because I know most people in our class, or some have, fallen asleep in the past
Um,
when we're doing the laying down meditation.
I've only fallen asleep once when I did it, and that was because I was really tired. Um, I I think I just stayed up, um, like all night or whatever.
So, do you agree with Squires when he says, we should meditate when we're extremely tired because your body thinks that, it's time to go to sleep once you lay down. So, do you agree with that?
Um, I think that we should meditate because you're not going to know that you're tired until you lay down and rest. Until you lay down and rest. Because most of the time, like I don't know that I'm tired until I'm sitting in class listening to a teacher
Mhm.
talk, and I'm just sitting there, and I'll just doze off, and I'll be like, yeah, I'm tired. I need to take a nap. So, I think that meditating will bring that out. If your body is ready to sleep, then you're
Let him
gonna sleep.
sleep. Mhm.
So there's no getting around that, and I don't think that's a bad thing. I don't think that's a bad thing.
Would you recommend this class? Now that you're in this class, would you recommend it to other people?
Yeah, I would definitely recommend it to anybody, anybody at MBS that wants to take the class in the future, or if anybody out there wants to um, find find tapes and just listen to them and meditate on their own. I definitely recommend it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Um, yeah. So thanks for listening. Um, thank you.
All right.
Yeah.